Hi everyone, we are continuing to look at Paul the Gooder's book on the parables, and today it is the turn of the parable of the prodigal son. It's probably one of the most famous parables and the most loved parable alongside the Good Samaritan. And it has so many layers of meaning and understanding that can't possibly be covered in the time we have today. But one of the questions about interpreting this parable is to ask, what is it really about? Paul the Gooder suggests that it could be called the parable of the lost sons, which is what Henri Nouwen suggests in his book called The Return of the Prodigal Son, a story of homecoming. Now, as you might know, Henri Nouwen wrote this book after visiting the Hermitage in St. Petersburg and seeing for himself the painting by Rembrandt. He'd seen posters of this painting, The Prodigal Son, but had longed to see the original. And he felt that the painting contained the heart of the story that God wanted to tell him, but also the heart of the story that he wanted to say to God and God's people. He felt that all of the gospel was there, all of his life was there, and that the painting had become this mysterious window through which he could step into the kingdom of God. However, don't we all have our own perspectives on what we see and read? It's interesting that people from different cultures and backgrounds hear different things about this parable. It was once told to 3 different groups of people from the USA, from Russia and from Tanzania. When the Americans heard the story, they associated the younger son's hunger with being his own fault, because he'd squandered the money and so he got what he deserved. When the Russian group heard the story, they associated the son's hunger with the famine in the land. He had fallen victim to unforeseen circumstances. And when the group from Tanzania heard the story, they attributed the hunger to the fact that no one in the new land he'd gone to helped him. Now all 3 are in the text: the squandering, the famine, and the lack of help. They can all be seen clearly in the story. But people in different cultures maybe focus more on one strand than another. So it's important not to just read what is there as far as we can see, but to discover and look into how people from different cultures and backgrounds will see and hear things that maybe pass us by. We can look at the shame of the younger son. We can look at the father's willingness to sacrifice his own honour for him. We can look at the uncomfortable ending, portraying the attitude of the older son who criticises both his father and his brother. And so the older son is also lost because of his refusal to welcome his brother back. But God, who is both father and mother, doesn't have any favourites. We compare ourselves, don't we? But God doesn't. God welcomes everyone home and is looking out for us if we have strayed, to turn and run back into his loving arms. There is an awful lot more to be said about this parable, and so I really recommend Henri Nouwen's book, which gives a great insight into this parable of the prodigal son, or the parable of the 2 lost sons. And you might want to study the painting by Rembrandt, which is on the front or the cover of the book. So that's all for today, and I hope you go further with this. Maybe have a look at the painting, or obviously a copy of the painting, and maybe read the book for yourselves. And I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.